U.S. service members injured in Syria after skirmish with Russian forces. U.S. service members were injured after an altercation with Russian forces in northeast Syria on Wednesday. According to the draft military statement, a person familiar with this matter, 4 U.S. troops have been diagnosed with mild concussions-like symptoms after the incident involving Russian and the coalition armed vehicles. According to the statement review by Politico, a second U.S. source briefed on the matter confirmed the multiple U.S. troops were injured. After Politico first published this story on Wednesday, National Security Council spokesperson John Bolton confirmed parts of the encounter in the statement, but did not say the injuries involved U.S. troops. The incident occurred around 10 a.m. in Syria time on Wednesday, when a routine security patrol encountered Russian troops in Darik in northeast Syria. Bolton said a Russian vehicle struck a coalition vehicle, injuring its crew, adding that the coalition patrol then left the area to de-escalate the situation. Bolton condemned the Russian actions in the statement. Unsafe and unprofessional actions like this represent a breach of deconfliction protocols committed by the U.S. and Russian in December 2019, Yolt said. The coalition and the U.S. state did not seek escalation with any national military forces, but U.S. forces always retain the inherent right and obligation to defend themselves from hostile acts. Pentagon spokespeople declined to comment on the number of personnel injured or the type of injuries they sustained. Joint Chief Chairman Jean-Marc Milley spoke to his Russian counterpart, General Valery Gersmov, by telephone on Wednesday, according to a Pentagon statement, but the details of their conversations were not released. Videos of the encounter that emerged on Twitter on Wednesday appeared to show a Russian vehicle rammed an American vehicle, and the Russian helicopter flying low over U.S. forces. The draft statement Politico reviewed, written by the U.S. Central Command, said a Russian vehicle intentionally rammed a coalition vehicle and that 4 U.S. troops were injured. The Russian vehicles unsafely pursued U.S. forces, according to the statement. The U.S. has roughly 500 troops in Syria, primarily in the northeast part of the country. The American troops are fighting alongside the Syrian Democratic Forces to destroy the remnants of the Islamic State militant group. The Russian and U.S. militaries have operated in close proximity in Syria throughout the country, long-running civil war, and commanders have maintained a communication line to avoid hitting each other. However, in recent months, Russian forces have increasingly encroached on U.S. troop-controlled territories in East Syria, part of what Fiscals say is a deliberate campaign to squeeze the U.S. military out of the region, Politico reported in June. Although there were several instances of close calls over the years, including between U.S. and Russian jets operating in the skies over Syria, the clash have rarely turned violent. One notable expectation was a bloody 4-hour battle in 2018 when American commandos killed 200 to 300 pro-Syrian government forces, including Russian mercenaries from Wagner Group. The incident comes 6 months after a controversy surrounding more than 100 U.S. service members who were diagnosed with traumatic brain injuries stemming from Iran's January missile attack on the Ain al-Assad base in Iraq. The Pentagon did not initially disclose the number of troops suffering from TBI and reserved the number of personnel injured during the attack 5 times in subsequent weeks.